and welcome to Life Less Ordinary. Now this morning it is an absolutely gorgeous day. The kids are down the back over here just burning off some little bits of wood. They've had their own little campfire. I made some sourdough bread yesterday afternoon, so they've put some in foil and had toasted it in the fire, so they've had a bit of fun this morning. The two older boys, Naeem and Simeon, have just started a new casual job out on a farm, out on a property, so they're not here. So I thought right now I would take the opportunity to show you where we're at with all of the seedlings that we've been germinating. So it's probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks for some of them since we planted them as seeds. But I cannot keep them in our little family room in the pots that they are, because there's not enough nutrients in that potting soil, so they need to be potted up. Now we've done that with a number of the seedlings. So if you have watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I planted 5 different varieties of tomatoes and generally about 25 seeds of each of those. So that means we have probably up close to 100 tomato plants. Now yesterday afternoon, Salome and I and Tobias and actually Simeon helped with some of the soil blocking to plant the last of those up into larger new containers with more soil with more nutrients in it. So I wanted to show you where we're at and why Dean's a little concerned that the plants are taking over the house. He's a little concerned that we may have to actually remove the dining table from the family room because I was taking up so much space. I had used some boxes, some plastic boxes that we would generally store clothes, different size clothes to what the kids are actually in at the moment. So I made the use of those by putting the pots into those boxes with a little bit of water in it so that they're watering from the bottom. Yes, I was spraying with water from the top as well, but they seem to be doing so much better with watering from the bottom. So that had taken up quite a large space in our family room. And as I said yesterday, we finished potting up some of those into different pots out here. So I am going to show you where we're at with that and how I'm now taking over the outdoor undercover area. We are at the end of June here in the Southern Highlands, so this morning was a massive frost, and I had all of these plants out here, as you can see, undercover, out over here, massive frosts, but you will see from looking at these that the plants in these new pots that I've potted up on this table are protected enough that they're still going fine. So you don't necessarily need a greenhouse. I do have a tiny one, but I do not have the space for the volume of what I have. So as you can see from here, there's a lot of stuff here. These wheelbarrows, we put wood, store wood to go inside to the fire. So, you know, all of these things are at the moment necessary, but here you can see just how much I'm taking over the area with seedlings. So the thing that I have learnt over time is to always label. So some of these big pots here and over here are the giant Russian sunflower. That's upside down, but anyway. So you can see that they're all the giant Russian sunflower. And in these ones here are varieties of tomatoes. So this one here is Big Beryl. So these will be the big beefsteak ones. And we need to put some more water in there. There's only slightly water there, so I'll put some more water in there. But you can see how simple, that one's got water in it. You can see how simple this is. These ones are La Stupenda and Sweet Aperitif. So I have actually labelled each of these. Same with over here. These are the San Marzano. These are the paste tomatoes. More San Marzano. So if you have watched my video on propagating the Leptosporum, the tea tree, these are the lemon scented, these are the Manuka ones, and they're doing quite well. So you can see that they are still alive. So we will hopefully have lots and lots of those to plant out in another year or two. Now, not to be forgotten, we are all these down here. So some of these are Jarrahdale pumpkins. So I've put them in bigger pots because they will need a lot more food, a lot more nutrients. These tomatoes here are Brandywine. I have labelled those. And there's two Tromboncino zucchinis over there, and I've got plenty more inside that need to be potted up as well. These are the last variety, which are Garden Delight, the tomatoes. So these are the soil blocks. As I said, Simeon helped to make those up. Normally I would use soil blocks for seeds, but in this case, because shocking, I don't have enough pots. Dean would say that we have far too many pots, but no, we don't. So I've taken to using these soil blocks for that. And if you don't know what a soil block is, it's using a good potting mix and using this contraption to make those blocks. It has essentially revolutionized my gardening, I have to say. So that's all of the plants that we have potted up and put outside in the undercover area so that they are protected against the frost. They're close by so that I can keep the water up to them, or one of the kids can help me with that. So as we come in to the family area, we have all of these zinnias, some more pumpkins, all labelled. I've got seedling trays here and here that are ready for me to put seeds in. Varieties of the smaller sunflowers here, more zinnias here to be put into the soil blocks out there when we get to that in this coming week. Marigolds, got some onion sets that I've planted in here that haven't yet germinated. And then some more zinnias and zucchini, Tromboncino zucchini, cucamelons in here, and there were some loofah. Oh, where were the loofahs? Oh, loofah over here as well. We're trying that one. Never grown that one before. So as you can see, we have lots still to go and more trays ready to plant more seeds in as well. So as you can see, we have lots growing in seedling trays inside, in pots out the back under cover, more to go in. We are really working hard to be able to have stuff to be able to plant out come spring, to be able to pass on to people who really don't want the hassle of having to grow things themselves. And it's been a great learning exercise for us doing it on this scale, which we haven't done before. We've done a couple of seeds, but not this scale. And hopefully this just quick video has been helpful in showing you how we can easily grow seeds, grow plants, grow our own food from seeds ourselves, and being prepared in advance so that we're not scrambling come spring to plant stuff out. So hopefully this has been helpful to some of you. Thanks for joining us in our Life Less Ordinary.